This story was created, narrated, and musicalized by an actual human for Forest Stories. Hope you enjoy. The Life of Jane Goodall. This is the story of Jane Goodall, a girl who grew up with a big dream. A dream to understand the lives of animals, to protect them, and to show the world the magic of the natural world. Today, Jane Goodall is considered one of the most respected scientists and conservationists on Earth. But her story begins in a small home in London. Chapter 1: A Curious Girl. Jane Goodall was born on April 3, 1934, in London, England. Even as a little girl, she loved animals so much that she carried a stuffed chimpanzee named Jubilee everywhere she went.
Jane, dinner's ready. Have you been outside again watching the birds?
Yes, Mom. I saw a robin. I wrote everything down in my notebook.
Jane didn't need fancy tools or gadgets. All she needed was her notebook, her eyes, and her enormous curiosity. One day, when she was around 4 years old, she disappeared into the family's small chicken coop and didn't come out for hours.
I have to find out where the eggs come from.
Her mother didn't scold her. She understood Jane's curiosity.
Next time, tell me before you go on an adventure. All right?
This kind of supportive parenting shaped Jane's courage to explore big questions. Chapter 2: A Dream Takes Shape. Jane loved reading. Her favorite story was Tarzan of the Apes. And she imagined being friends with animals in the wild one day. But their family wasn't wealthy, and college was expensive. So Jane worked. She became a secretary, a waitress, and saved every bit she could. And then, when she was 23 years old, something wonderful happened. Jane was invited to visit a friend's family farm in Kenya, East Africa.
Africa! I'm finally going!
Chapter 3: Meeting Dr. Louis Leakey. In Kenya, Jane met a famous archaeologist and paleontologist, Dr. Louis Leakey.
You have no degree, but I see something in you. Your patience, your careful observations. How would you like to study chimpanzees in the wild?
Study chimpanzees? In the forest?
Jane could hardly believe it. Soon, she was on her way to the Gombe Stream Reserve in Tanzania. Chapter 4: Into the Forest of Gombe. The forest welcomed Jane with 1,000 sounds.
It's beautiful.
But studying chimpanzees wasn't easy. For months, they stayed far away from her. Jane climbed hills, sat for hours, wrote notes, and waited. Patience, quiet, observation. Until one day, everything changed. Jane saw a chimpanzee she called David Greybeard. He was calm, wise, and gentle.
Hello. I'm not here to harm you.
David Greybeard slowly approached her. This moment became one of the most important breakthroughs in wildlife research. Chapter 5: The Discovery That Changed Science Forever. One morning, Jane spotted David Greybeard using a stick.
He's making a tool. He's using it to catch termites.
This was groundbreaking. Scientists once believed that only humans used tools. But Jane discovered that chimpanzees, our closest living relatives, not only used tools, but also made them.
Now we must redefine human. We must either say humans are not the only tool makers, or we must say chimpanzees are human.
Jane became famous around the world for this discovery. Chapter 6: Understanding Chimpanzee Society. For years, Jane lived in the forest, observing the chimpanzees. She discovered they had families, expressed emotions, shared food, cared for each other, and even had unique personalities.
Oh, you cheeky little one. Don't steal my notebook.
Over time, Jane became one of the world's leading experts on chimpanzee behavior. She learned their gestures, their expressions, their postures, and even their politics. And what she discovered was extraordinary. Chimpanzees didn't just survive in the forest, they lived in communities. They formed friendships that lasted their whole lives. Mothers taught their children how to use tools. Young ones watched and copied adults. Older chimps protected the group. Just like humans, chimpanzees passed knowledge from one generation to the next.
They're learning from each other, just like we do.
Jane's findings helped humans understand that animals were far more intelligent and emotional than once believed. Chapter 7: Jane Goodall's Mission and Her Legacy. As the years went on, Jane Goodall saw forests shrinking. And chimpanzee families disappearing. She knew she could not stand by and watch.
I must speak for those who cannot speak for themselves.
And so she did. For decades, Jane traveled around the world, sharing what she had learned in the forests of Gombe. She spoke to scientists, students, presidents, and children. She inspired millions to protect nature, animals, and one another. Jane realized something important. If we want to protect animals like the chimpanzees, we must also support the people who live near them.
When people thrive, nature thrives.
She saw that conservation could only succeed when local communities had access to education, healthcare, and sustainable ways to live. So Jane worked directly with villagers in Tanzania. She listened to their needs. She helped build programs that supported both human communities and wildlife habitats. She believed in solving problems from the ground up, led by the people who knew the land best. She created the Jane Goodall Institute, which still protects chimpanzees and their habitats today. And she founded Roots and Shoots, a program that encourages young people everywhere to create local projects that make their communities better, planting trees, cleaning rivers, helping neighbors, creating safer spaces. Big change, Jane taught, starts with small roots. Jane believed deeply in hope, not the quiet, passive kind, but the active kind you build with your own hands.
Every individual matters. Every individual has a role to play. Every individual makes a difference.
Chapter 8. In memory of a life that changed the world. Jane Goodall passed away in 2025, leaving behind a legacy that continues to grow. Her voice, her courage, and her discoveries changed how the world sees animals and how we see ourselves. Today, scientists still build on her work. Conservationists continue fighting for the forests she loved. And millions of people, young and old, still carry her message of respect, compassion, and hope. From a curious little girl watching chickens to a brave young woman stepping into the African forest alone, to a global symbol of peace and nature. Jane Goodall showed us that one life, lived with kindness and courage, can change the world. Her story reminds us that the natural world is full of wonders, waiting for someone, maybe someone just like you, to protect them, to learn from them, and to care for them. This story is for her and for all who continue her work. The end. If you liked this story, please like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe to our channel for more forest stories.